You're silly.
Well, that's what's blocking it is my head. And that was probably live.
Yes, so we've got a light right behind Gary, right there. So
You guys just thought I was that bright, didn't you? I'm so bright my mom calls me son.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to turn it off, though, because it's just at the wrong. Okay.
That one's off.
There we go.
How's that?
That's better. We can adjust that. Sorry, guys. We're going to wiggle a bit. There we go.
There's another light switch here. I'll turn these on.
Oh, yes. That's better.
And then this one on.
Hi, guys. Whoever's on here with us. Hello.
Is that better, or you want this back on?
I think that's better. What do y'all think? Better to have the bright lights shining on us, or? Well, yeah. So.
I'm used to being bright. I mean.
Listen to him. Sorry about the wiggling. When you come on, say hello, and we'd like to talk to you. See what's going on in your week. Hello. He's a mess. See what I deal with every day, all day long. Well, not all day long, every day. He works too.
I think I say somebody else puts up with me part of the day.
Poor John. Burning season in Kansas. It's about to come to the close. Just about over. And boy, it messes with everybody's sinuses, but it has to be done. It's just the way God designed the grasses and the land, and it helps in so many ways. So we've got a video coming up this week where we'll talk a little bit more about that. So hello, guys. Say hi when you come in. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I've been helping doing some burning this week. Last week, they did a little burning, and they burned some around us, burning all the old red blue stem and broomstick and stuff off, and that we burnt last week. It's been like 8-9 days since we burned it, and it's that tall and green already.
Yep.
It popped right up. It gives it that charcoal gives a little carbon, kind of helps it, just gives a little good pop to it. You've cut all the dead off of it. You open it up where it's getting all the moisture and all the sunshine, and it really takes off, and then it helps grow. Our cattle will gain more per pound here in the Flint Hills than in any other part of this nation.
Yep.
I mean, more pounds per acre.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will gain more pounds per acre. Here, the grass just fats cattle faster, and part of the way we manage it is burning it. Burning also takes care of weeds. It takes care of cedar trees. It burns off your old dead. It puts some carbon back into the first sprout of the spring. It does a lot of things. And so that's what we've been doing.
Hi, Lori. Hi, Shannon. Thanks for coming in, y'all. Oh, Shannon says it has been beautiful in Texas this weekend. We've had a beautiful, windy weekend. As always, it's windy in Kansas.
And it's always more beautiful in Kansas than it is in Texas.
Shannon. I'm sorry, Shannon. You know we're Okies, and that Red River rivalry runs strong, runs deep.
You know, we did both grow up in Oklahoma and are multiple generation Okies. I think I like Kansas better.
Yeah, I like Kansas. Where we grew up in Oklahoma has a little too many people now.
Yes.
Love y'all. If any of y'all's watching, love ya. Oh, thank you, Shannon. I like it too. Somebody told me they liked it.
I do like it. That's beautiful. Of course it's beautiful. It's on you.
Yeah. Listen to him. Kiss up. He's good at those brownie points. Oh, he's a snoozer. He's good at snoozing me.
I can't help it, but it's such a
beautiful. Oh, me. Thank you, Shannon. I like it too. It's getting to be a problem. It was too long, and it have some neck damage, and so it was really causing me a lot more pain than I realized. I assumed the pain was from the damage.
Shannon, is that like a blank stare?
Oh, there's a smiley face.
Okay. It was just a blank journey along with Shannon. I was like, whoo.
It just took it a minute to load. So we're going to let y'all in on a secret. We're 5 minutes into this live, and I know there's only a few of you on here, and we'll repeat it again for the folks that are coming in. We are going to be guests on Two Family Homesteads live tomorrow night. We're going to Central Standard Time. It's at 8 p.m. If you're on Eastern Time, it's at 9 p.m. If you're at Mountain, it's 7. And if you're way out west, then it's 6. So,
and if you're farther west than that, you can't get it at all.
Oh gosh.
Just watch for the reruns.
You'll have to figure out your own time zone. So it's 9. They put up 9 o'clock Eastern, which would be 8 o'clock Central. Oh, so who's live? Two Family Homestead. Two Family Homesteads live. Will be their guest speakers.
Daryl and Sherry, is that their name?
Daryl and Sherry.
Well, they don't know what they got coming, do they?
Well, maybe Gary won't be home from work yet. I bet he will. At 8 o'clock. We'll be back here at the church building because that's where we get the best internet reception.
Yeah, in the kitchen at the church building. Not in my office, in the kitchen. Two Family Homesteads live tomorrow night at 8 Central. Let me look that up real quick. And their Monday night lives, they do interviews. I'm going to try to put it tomorrow evening.
I believe, or is it Tuesday evening? Let me look. I may give you the wrong one.
Garden's tilled.
It's tomorrow evening because tomorrow is the 12th.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to put a link to Two Families channel. I don't think they have the announcement for the live yet, but I'll put the link to their channel.
For you guys that aren't familiar with Two Family, they're a really supportive channel. Mm-hmm. They do a lot to technically help us homestead YouTubers. And they do a lot at different events. They used to, back before the COVID stuff, they'd go to a lot of events and live stream the whole thing and different things like that. They're very supportive channel. They YouTube channels and stuff. So.
Okay, here's the link to their channel. I'm going to put it up. So that's Two Family Homesteads channel, and we will be on there live tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Time. Where are they from? Ohio, but let me look and see if they've got it on there.
Not Kansas.
Not Kansas. Let's see, I know they're in the Eastern Time Zone. Keep talking.
Okay.
Entertain them. And then Mr. Daryl is like amazing at the tech, which I'm not. And like they've helped us like on our, if you go to our page, our banner, he put the wording in there for me because I was struggling to get it done. And it may be buffering on our end, Shannon, because we've got this old country internet, and some days it's not the funnest thing in the world. So I'm going to check the connection and see how it's doing on my end.
Yeah, we've got we're taking livestock to the butcher this coming week, Thursday evening or Friday morning. We are taking 4 hogs and a calf, and we're taking them to the processor. They're all customers' animals. Well, I take that back. The beef is not.
The beef is ours. Yeah.
The beef is ours, and us and our kids and some friends will probably eat most of that. We may sell a little bit of the burger to somebody, but it's mostly for us, and the pork is all customers. They've all already been spoken for, I believe. I've got a name for all of them. Yeah.
1.5. Rogers is paid for.
Oh yeah. Roger and
Julie
if you
have
guys are on here, we're taking your hog off this week. So.
Your hog goes to the processor Friday, so you'll be hearing from him because I'm giving him your getting a hold of you
from the Opie Meat Locker, Opie, Kansas.
Yeah, but they'll call you. So, sorry guys. We're doing the best we can, Lori and Shannon. We got stinky internet here in Kansas.
Is that going to help it?
Well, sometimes it changes how it hit. Our sender is up here on top, and sometimes it changes. If you change positions, it'll change how it's connecting. It says it's got a good connection though, unless the internet's just stinky. And then now I got you hidden. You're hiding.
I haven't been doing that on purpose.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully that picks it up. But our internet is spotty here in Kansas. We do the best we can do. It'd be even worse if we were at home because then we'd be dependent on a radio tower or cell phone tower and our cell phone.
So
Shannon says it's been good since she last commented.
Oh,
Okay. Just keep watching and it comes right back. Good.
We're taking critters off this week.
Mm-hmm.
We got a sow that should be pigging. Little mama should be pigging this week. And just so everybody know, I did get a roof. I got her a house and a roof on it. That put on.
And the poor thing did not have to pig in a horse trailer.
Yeah. So.
Now it's buffering. It says. There it goes. No. Okay. Now it says it's reconnected. I hope it is. Sorry guys, it buffered a bit. Yes, Lori, thank you for understanding internet problems. But anyway, we did get her house built, and she's due this week. And I didn't get to film because the wind was blowing so hard that it would blow the camera over on the tripod. Yes, new babies. We're excited. And they should be spotty babies because Bob is a spot.
And Bob is a Gloucester old spot.
I can't even say Gloucester,
however you say it.
Yeah, they're just spotty babies. That's what I call them, spotty babies. So we'll see how many come out spotted and how many come out white like mama. Yeah.
So if you're not familiar with GOS, VW Farms, that's the hog breed that they kind of specialize in. And they're kind of a pasture. They're an old breed pig that definitely a marbled type fat hog, and they're going to put on more marbling, more lard than some of our more modern bred pigs.
And that'll add to the quality of Little Mama's. Little Mama is an amazing pig, guys. She is so gentle. And if you guys don't know the story behind Little Mama, she was given to us by Robertson's Belly Acres when they had to leave their farm, and when they sold their farm. When I say when they had to leave, when they sold their farm, they gave us Little Mama, and she was bred, and they thought she had a few days to pig, and she pigged that night when we got home late. We got home late, and we couldn't get her we didn't want to unload her and wake her up, and she was settled in for the night. We watered her. We did wake her up because we watered and fed her.
She got up and ate and drank.
Yeah, she got up and ate and drank, which is unusual if they're in labor. They usually don't do that.
And the next morning at daylight, I went to go check on her, and there were 7 little pigs.
7 little babies. So we were super excited about that. And then, so those babies go off in May and June. They have butcher dates in May, and then 2 of them, a gentleman is asked to hold to June, and he's got a butcher date that he doesn't want him to go to the butcher that we've put a date with just because he already has that one. Yeah, Shannon, they were super cute, super cute. So they're growing like weeds. I need to do an animal update. We've had lots of changes. So Bob went back home to his home, and we sold Miriam and Johnny and June. So they went to the goat auction. Those are those animals that you inherit from the kids when the kids grow up. And so our daughter.
And she'll
So,
have some money to
mhm,
help with her education or whatever she needs it
whatever
for.
she needs. Yep. So,
And we'll have less to feed. And
mhm.
but no, because I bought calves.
Gary bought 3 calves this week. So we were given one of the calves that we've been bottle feeding as payment for bottle feeding and some other stuff. And then then Gary has traded and is paying for 2 other calves. So that brings us to, oh, come on. He's so rude. He's supposed to cover your mouth when you.
Sorry.
But so anyway, how many cows do we have now? 5?
11.
11. We have 11 cows till Friday, and then one goes off. And before,
Well, actually, Thursday 5 go off.
oh, 5 are
No,
going.
Wednesday 5 go off.
Wednesday 5 are going.
And then 1 Friday.
Okay.
So hopefully I'll bring that other one home before long.
So we'll be back down to 5. Okay. We'll be back down to 5 cows. So yeah, and then we've got a lot of gardening to get in. We are so behind on our garden. But Mr. Lynn did come and till it this week. So we've got that done. And so we did we had potatoes in already. And then we had bottle babies. Lori. Right now, Lori, we just have the 2 bottle calves and they're weaning. And so they just get a bottle once a day. And then the rest of the day, they get hay and feed and water, of course. And they're doing good. I need to do an update video and let you guys see how everybody's doing. And it's been crazy busy and windy. So windy. It's been really difficult to film. I've been doing like videos in the greenhouse and even in the house and stuff. I've got a video that I did a lot without audio because it 35 and 45 mile an hour winds most days. It's been crazy. Even yesterday, the wind was supposed to be 5 to 7.
That's Friday.
Was that Friday? And we got storms, and it was crazy. The storms came from the southwest, from Oklahoma, from the southwest, but the wind was coming straight from the north, and it was just crazy, crazy. So we were like watching for the roundy rounds, and I finally thought, I'm going to bed. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go. But I'm getting sleep. So
yeah, we burned. I helped burn pastures for some people on Friday, and I had to go because I had an appointment in the evening. And when I got up, I really was concerned about those guys. And they said it got a little hairy on them, but they got it all taken care of. So
yeah, that can be an issue. Like sometimes with the burning is a hot spot flaring up or wind changing and getting out of control. Today we've had the fire department coming by, and they're going east and south of us quite a little ways to fill up and fight fire. And we're okay. Everything around us has been burnt, so we are okay. We're the little oasis in the middle of all the burnt. And Gary does such a great job with the grazing management of our pasture that we don't have to worry about fire for the pastures come on and it's green.
And the fact that I mowed it with my Craftsman lawnmower, mowed the whole pasture with my Craftsman lawnmower last summer instead of burning. I decided that when my weeds got up before they put on heads, I mowed it off, and that was kind of my weed control for the year last year.
Yes, Shannon, it is sad that the fires have got out of control or flared up. However, I imagine that it was probably a flare up from something that burned and had a hot spot. But when we came up, some of the tankers had come to refill at the school. There's a hydrant at the school, and so it's several miles for them to go to fill the tankers. And they'll be bringing in more water. I'm sure we have several companies and the county that have a big water tank that they'll bring in. Yes, Lori, the fires get really scary with the wind. We had one in the fall, or was that early winter? And it was the wrong time of year. And with everything being so dry, it was pretty scary. It rolled pretty quick over that hill, and just I don't know if any of y'all have seen prairie fires, but they roll like waves. It just will roll like that over and over and just roll across, and it'll move so fast, so fast.
And though that one in the fall was just an accidental fire
Yeah.
from
something at the highway. Yeah.
And but these right now they're prescribed, usually controlled burns, and it looks like the whole country's burning up, and it is, but it's on purpose, and people garden it. Every once in a while, somebody it gets away from just enough that they'll call the fire department. I don't know what's going on today, but the fire department's out in force today.
Yeah.
So.
And you've got to keep in mind that we are very sparsely populated.
Yeah, we're a very rural area.
Yes, the majority of, like most counties in Kansas, the majority of our people live in towns. So our county population is just over 5,000. And so you've got about 1,000 people in the little town close to us. And then you have 2,500 in our county seat, which is where our one and only stoplight is. That is a blinking red after 10 o'clock at night. It's a four-way stop.
10 at night to like 6 in the morning, it's a blinking red, and then
the rest of the
when
time,
it gets busy, like when there's 10 people on the road, then it's a stoplight. It's the only one in the county. Yeah,
that's the only one. We have one Pizza Hut, one Sonic in the county. They're in our county seat. So our county seat has, I'm trying to think of chain stores that you guys would know. It has an Orscheln's that might be that's a kind of a southern store, I think. And then it's got an Orscheln's, which is a farm and ranch store. And then it's got Pizza Hut and Sonic. Yeah, our town's very much, the highway bypasses our town. And then the town just south of us has like 45 or 60 people in it. The school is tiny.
Oh, no.
No? Has it got 100?
It's like they say it's like population 200.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they counting the dogs?
And the chickens.
And the llamas?
And the llamas. And the donkeys and the pigs.
We got a zoo down there too.
There actually are some exotic cats in a cage.
There are some exotic cats, and then you go to the end of that's at one end of a block, and then the end of the very next block to the north is what's called the zoo, and there are fainting goats and llamas and donkeys and chickens and turkeys
and rabbits running loose. That's a Hamilton Zoo.
And so anyway, we have a lot there, and that one is definitely a don't blink, because our town just north of us, the highway bypasses it, so you really don't even know it's there. And then
the high school is on the highway, and our church building, and the Dollar General.
Yeah, we have a Dollar General in our town. We have come up in the world.
But this afternoon, my wife's birthday is coming up this week, and so this afternoon, to treat my beautiful bride, I took her to the finest eating establishment in our community. I did. Took her to lunch at Casey's gas station.
We got popcorn chicken and potato skins.
It's the only thing open in our.
We do have we do have a restaurant, but it's carry out only.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if it's open on Sunday.
I don't know if it is either.
It's been kind of closed for a while, and I don't.
But yeah, they did have a carry out menu. I'm not sure. And then they were also doing catering. They're still doing catering. Thank you, Shannon, for the birthday wishes. Yeah. So I will now be once again his old lady. For 9 more months until we're the same age again for a few months.
I think that reminds me of Bill and Brother.
Gotta watch him. You gotta watch him.
Which one?
Shh, behave yourself. He gets a little crazy with those Bellamy Brothers songs. And he's the pastor. You understand, sparsely populated. And both towns have a Dollar General. Yeah. You know that we have the joke here in the Midwest about if there's a field, an empty field, they'll pop up a Dollar General that the fields. Thank you, Lori, for the happy birthday. Thank you. Yeah, we're just hanging out today, trying to get back in the swing of things. We took, about a month off, and now it's like, okay, we got to get back to videoing. We got to get back to our lives and get our live streams going again. And our life never quit, but our live streams we took a break from. But yeah, so you have a Hunt Brothers pizza. Shannon does, and that's about it. Got to go 8 miles to a grocery store. Yeah, we got to go 5 miles. Yeah, 5 miles to the grocery store.
Yeah, there's a little grocery
but it's
store.
It's our little hometown grocery store.
There's one here in Madison,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's one in our county seat.
Lori's 45 minutes from Atwoods and Walmart. Gotcha. We're a ways from an Atwoods.
Yeah, like
couple hours.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, couple hours. And then at Walmart is 35 minutes away.
Yeah,
and then
Walmart, Blue Stem, TSC, all that stuff's in a big town in another county.
Yeah, it's in Emporia, so we're about 35 minutes from Emporia. You're 45 minutes from Atwoods as well, Shannon. They got Atwoods in Texas now. Wow, you guys are coming up in the world. Can't believe they let them in.
So, a lot of places they talk about sparsely populated in rural areas, and we were in some of that area recently where we grew up. Yeah, there's not a store, but there's houses on every mile section, or a house or two.
Yeah, house or two.
Here, it's not unusual to go 6 or 7 miles between a house.
A house, yeah.
One house. And if there's two, they're related. And it's just big ranch country here, and so the houses are way far and few between. So,
okay, Lori's out in western Oklahoma. They hooked the Panhandle and the Pan of the state together. Yep, you're way out there in the middle of nowhere too. You understand the sparsely populated. Yeah, we went. Lori, you will appreciate this. We took a vacation, our very first vacation as a young married couple with 2 small children. So Becca was, I don't know.
Baby, probably.
She wasn't 2, and it was summertime, but she wasn't 2. So she was, about 20 months old. Becca was about 20 months old, and Luke was almost 4. How close is the biggest city?
It depends on what you call a big city.
Yeah.
There is what we call the big city we go to, and it has Walmart, and there's an Aldi's and a couple other grocery stores, and there's a Blue Stem, which is kind of like Atwoods, but it's locally owned. And there's some manufacturing and stuff. Twinkies are made there.
Yeah, your Twinkies are made there.
And that town is about 25,000 people, and it is 35 minutes away from us.
Yeah.
If we're talking about towns that are big in Oklahoma and Texas, like towns of 1 million people, we're over an hour from anything like that. So we're closer to 2 hours.
Yeah, we're a little over an hour. We're about right at an hour and a half from Wichita. Yeah, Shannon, 25,000 is big for us too.
Yes, it is to us.
Yeah, it is for us too. So we are about an hour and a half from Wichita and an hour and 45 from Topeka. And that's from the edges of them, not like downtown. When we go down, if we have to go down to downtown Topeka quite often. I say often, once or twice a month, and it's about 2. We plan for 2 hours just to make sure that we have a good window of time for traffic and such.
And our 25,000 town, it's not like there's little towns on the outskirts that aren't technically it, but you think you're in it.
Right.
I mean, like it's soybean fields and feedlots, and then the town.
And then the town. Yep.
Yeah. And so that's
But
kind of how we are.
Yeah, the little towns are 10 miles or more, depending on which way you're going. So you don't have like the little suburbs.
Definitely know you've left one town before you get to the other.
Yeah, there's definitely farm ground all around.
Sometimes in just the middle of even the big town, And the little town, there's farm ground. Right
Yeah, the town has kind of grown up around. Some of the farms on the outskirts have sold out and become housing. And right in the middle of that housing, they'll have bought the farms around it will be 160 or bigger acres. And there'll be the farmer out there farming that land.
Sometimes they're nice and they farm alfalfa and wheat and soybeans and that. Sometimes that's their feedlot because they can get city water. And there's 600 head of steers out there.
And or the ones that get grandfathered in and they find out they're going to get grandfathered, or I say grandfathered in, they get annexed in. So they hurry up and get cattle so that they're grandfathered. And they'll make a feedlot out of it just out of their spite or anger for being annexed. Because I don't know if you know how annexation works. You don't get a choice as the landowner whether or not your land gets annexed into a city.
But you're going to pay more property.
But you're going to pay more property tax, and you're going to be part of the city brought into the city limits. And so it's very common for the larger towns or cities to grow, and those farmers to hurry up, find out they're going to be growing, and then hurry up and put a feedlot or a hog lot or expand. Some of them are, okay, well, we already have a small feedlot, so we expand it. Yeah, you've been by a few feedlots in your day, Shannon. You do not miss a feedlot when you go by it. I think the worst ones was when we went to Dodge City, Kansas.
Yeah, and those are way bigger operations than we're talking about. We're talking about little individual or families that in their farming, part of it is they have a little feedlot operation, 300, 600 head, something like that. We're not talking about the 25,000 head like out at Dodge and places like that.
So that gets me back to the story I started, Lori. So Lori, if you're still on here, way back when, so about 21 years ago, we went on our very first family vacation. So we went to Dodge City, Kansas. And we came from Silver City, Oklahoma. I don't know if anybody knows where that's at, but it's a little spot on the map off of Highway 51, halfway between Tulsa and Stillwater. It'd be west of Manford and east of Loyalton. And so in between Manford and Yale on Highway 51 on our Oklahoma map. We came from there and went to Dodge City, Kansas. And I was in my younger days of go, 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 go. And we saw everything there was to see in Dodge City, Kansas.
At 60 miles an hour.
We couldn't have gone 60 miles an hour. Because
that wasn't the speed limit. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
35 miles an hour.
So we saw everything there was to see. And in like half a day. So me thinking, man, we got 4 days and we've seen everything there is to see. We already saw the shootout and Luke was already like, whoa, boom, 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 with his little pew-pews at the, OK Saloon or whatever. And so we were already done with all the cowboy stuff. We've been to all the wax museums. We had seen and done it all. But I will tell you, if you ever go to Dodge City, the only place to eat after 8 o'clock in the evening is the Pizza Hut, because everything else is closed at 8 o'clock in the evening on a Friday night. Crazy. But
at least it was that many years ago.
It was 21 years ago anyway. But a lot changes in 21 years. So we went there. And so the next day we got in the truck and we went to Colorado and stayed the night in Colorado. That was the one where we were next to the railroad tracks and didn't know it
No, that was in Dodge City.
I was in Dodge City. It was
drove
miserable.
to Dodge City and stayed at a campgrounds, and then we realized an hour later it backed up to the railroad track.
We were tent camping, y'all. It was loud. It was loud. So so the next day we went and we stayed in Colorado, and then we spent a day wandering around southeastern Colorado, and then come down and we went to in northeastern New Mexico. We went down and packed the kids down into the bottom of the volcano.
Yeah, that was really neat. I enjoyed that.
Neat. Luke was big enough to run.
Yeah.
Anyways, Gary had to chase him.
I had Luke by the hand and Becca on my shoulders
Yep.
for a while.
Yeah, yeah. He's a trooper, man. He's good at carrying babies.
I used to love to go hike with my kids, even though they were little turds. It's okay.
Oh, Lori is 76 miles from Dodge and been there a while, and it's changed a lot in the last 5 to 10 years. Good, bless them. It was crazy, and then we went. Lori, here's where you were gonna. So we were looking on the map. What can we go to in Oklahoma after we stayed the night in? Or we were looking for a place to stay the night after we left the volcano in Oklahoma. Well, it showed that there were this nice campground according to the map. There was a nice camping facilities next to a beautiful newer lake. So we drive over there, and we should have known.
It was Lake Optima.
We should have known that it was too good to be true.
It's the Panhandle of Oklahoma. For some reason, we believed the map that there was a lake there.
There was a little pond and a tadpole pond at that. We
passed the boat ramp 2 miles before we got to the pond. Boat ramp out in the middle of a hayfield.
With
picnic tables, bathrooms. Yeah.
Now the bathrooms weren't open or anything.
No.
Yeah, it was crazy to sleep in the tent with trains coming. So anyway, we found beautiful Lake Optima.
So if you guys Google Lake Optima, biggest engineering mistake that the Corps of Engineers has ever made. They built this huge dam and all these boat ramps and picnic areas in a place that doesn't ever get any water.
Lori, we did not stay there. They didn't have any camping spots
They
open.
weren't open. All 4 of them next to the water were full.
And
so we went to it's not Woodson. What's that?
Woodward. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a state park down at Woodward, somewhere. They're kind of down out of the Panhandle, kind of up just that corner of Oklahoma.
Woodward. That's where Casey went to school.
Mm-hmm. There's a really nice state park there, and we went there, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, that's where we stayed.
Is that Roman Nose? Is that Roman Nose State Park? Is that the name of that one? Woodward Boiling Springs. I don't know if that's it or not. We're talking about 20-ish years ago. Lori says that's her closest big town, Woodward.
Watonga. It's the wrong way.
Okay. I just got the wrong name.
You just got the wrong name. It had to have been Boiling Springs.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. It was a nice place. We liked it there. I remember distinctly that we camped next to some very urban people that left their Kentucky Fried Chicken in a container on the picnic table and were really distraught that some animal had gotten into there. So they left their chicken out on the table and a coon got it. And it was really disturbing to them that there was coons running around that park. Well, yeah, I think it was.
I think it was, but it was way before it became like the big kind of attraction place.
Yeah, it was just a state park.
It was just a state park back then.
Where did we go?
Fort Supply. I don't think it was Fort Supply.
We went to like a cowboy reenactment and shootout right there somewhere one time.
Oh gosh, I don't remember where that was.
Was trying to sell some colt seat trains.
Yeah, I don't remember where that was at. That's been a long time ago.
Yeah, that had to have been it, Lori.
It had to have been. Yeah, it had to have been on the north side. Yeah, that had to have been it, Lori. But it was really nice, really beautiful, and we enjoyed it a lot. One of the times it was in Colorado. We actually stayed in a motel.
In Trinidad.
I don't know if it's any different now, but
It was interesting.
it was very interesting. We're not going to go into that one, but it was interesting. We had some great conversations with some folks.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's a castle in the San Isabel Mountains there in Colorado, and we saw it. That was years ago. That was kind of cool. They say that guy's built a lot on that since.
Bye, Shannon. We'll see you later. Thanks for coming in. So those of you that might have missed it, we are going to be on Two Family Homesteads live stream tomorrow night at 8 Central. We're going to be their guest speaker or their guests. They'll interview us and we'll talk about our homestead and stuff and our homesteading journey. So, and our channel. I'm going to go ahead and link that again.
What about you guys? Has anybody got any garden stuff going in, or, you know, your chickens like golden eggs or anything?
Sorry, guys, while I get this posted. There we go. I got it. So the link should be coming up for Two Family Homestead. Right there is the link to their channel. And we will be live with them tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain, and 6 p.m. way out west. And then if you're in any other time zones, figure it out. Sorry, I don't know the other time zones.
I know we just got some people watch from Australia.
We did have some folks.
You guys can't watch that from here. Sorry. From there.
They can. It'll just be at a different time.
Oh, okay.
They'll be at a different. I mean, they'll be at the same time as we are, but their time will be
different. Really? Explain that to me.
So it'll be 8 o'clock there and like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning at their house.
Did you guys catch that?
I don't know how it works, but it works. It has to do with that bright orb that comes around, or we go around, or something.
You just call them.
Well, if the hula hoop fits.
If the moo-moo fits,
if the moo-moo fits, wear it. Oh, we're terrible. We're terrible. Yeah. So tomorrow night, we will be live with Two Family Homestead on their channel at 8 o'clock.
We got to do this mess somewhere else.
I don't think Daryl and Sherry know what they got coming.
So if you want to watch the live interview with us on Two Family Homestead, get there early because they'll probably shut it off in the first 5 minutes. They'll say, oh, that's enough.
We're going to get this joker out of here. Oh, goodness. Yeah. So, wow, we've been on 43 minutes. That's awesome. Yeah. Going fast. Lori grew up near Woodward.
Yeah.
Woodward.
It hadn't been yet. I think Romano State Park was where we went to that cowboy event with Joe and Christy. And
I think that's right.
The kids were really little. Yeah. About their mom's truck.
Yes, that's exactly
and Joe was trying to sell Colts train.
Yeah. We went. Yeah, we stayed at Boiling Springs before we went on that trip with the kids.
Yeah.
And then poor Hannah just got drugged by the time Hannah come along when she's about 3, we drug her to Wyoming. And then when she was between the 3rd and 4th grade, we drug her back to Kansas. But we did lots of traveling. We've gone to Canada several times, and we've been to Alberta and Saskatchewan. We were we went to when we went to Alberta, we went to Calgary and Banff. And then when we were in Saskatchewan, we've been to Regina and Moose Jaw and way up north of Regina.
Yeah,
Melfort area. And so Roman noses at Watonga.
Yeah, that was a different trip.
Yeah, it was a different trip. Yeah.
Same era, but different trip.
Yeah. We're getting old, Lori, and some stuff's starting to run together on us. Oh, me. But yeah, I got to turn my phone off, or not off, but turn the screen off because it distracts me to see myself on the phone. I'm like, ooh. But anyway.
It distracts me to see you too.
He's good. Look at him cheese it up there. Oh my. He is so corny, y'all. Yeah, the littles are great travelers. Hannah became a pro at traveling, and Becca learned really quick what that blue sign on the side of the road.
When Becca was little, if she said, I have to go to the bathroom, you better hit the brakes and get her out of the car. She was like meaning, like I'm fixing to pee. Not get me out of the car when we got time. It's coming out. And so she learned when we were traveling a lot that what those blue signs for the rest stops were, and she would holler, hey, I need to pee. There's a rest stop.
And it was really bad, the rest stops that didn't have facilities, because we would hit those, and it was bad.
It didn't matter. She's going to pee beside the car.
Yeah. Yep. Lori said they always took their little ones everywhere, and even took the grands when you could. Yeah. We enjoyed taking our kids and traveling with our kids. We learned, like when we were doing the long hauls, those 18, 20-hour hauls from Wyoming back to Oklahoma, we would travel at night and get there. That way the kids could sleep, because it was so hard on them. Even though they were troopers and they traveled well, it was troopers. They were troopers. And I'll never forget, Hannah and I traveled the first time by ourselves when we moved up to Wyoming, and my great aunt, who was more of a grandmother in my life, she passed. And so I went back to our folks' place. At that time, our folks still lived on the same mile section. So I went back to our parents, and Hannah was a trooper, man. We left early in the morning, and she watched videos. We had a video player in the back of the car in the van for the kids, and she watched videos, and we stopped for potty breaks and walk around, and she was just as content as could be. And she had her little toys and her little phone that she never talked on, but she loved to hear it talk. You push buttons and it would talk.
So. She always liked coloring and stuff like that.
Art, always art. And we never really had to worry about her eating the crayons. She always liked to draw with them. So, and she's still an artist. All three of our kids are artists. They all sketch. Luke is a blacksmith.
Yeah. Hannah actually has a diploma in what do they call that?
Graphic arts. And Becca paints and sketches. And Hannah sketches, paints, and does graphic arts. So if you see our little circle up at the top of our page that has our little picture of the barn and the cross at the end of the path, Hannah did that for us. So
back when she was in high school.
And so that Hannah did our logo. So we have a black and white one that we put on our t-shirts that we have. We haven't gone to merch yet. So, yeah.
No, it's April.
He's making fun of me because I've been struggling with the months. I keep thinking that we're still in March and keep saying, well, in April, this is going to happen. And it's really going to happen in May, because farmers market starts back up in Opie, where I'm the local coordinator. It starts back up in May, and I've got in my mind April, but.
So if you guys want some amazing homemade breads, vegetables, jellies, soaps, lotions, mushrooms,
yeah,
be in Opie. What day was that again?
Oh, it's the first Monday in May.
First Monday in May in Opie, Kansas.
I got to look at the calendar.
Farmers market is open. You want the one that we are probably the most loyal to, because Cindy is the manager there. And then we also go to Emporia, Kansas.
Yeah, we'll be and Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, I will be at the Emporia market on Saturday, which is at Waters.
Hello, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. Hi. Julie made it. Whoop whoop.
Yep.
Yes, Julie. It's
first quarter of the year
flew by.
And Julie, you missed it. Y'all's hog is going to the processor on Friday. It will be their process day. I may get them there on Thursday, but y'all's hog is going to the processor Friday, so you should be getting a phone call from
early next week. If not Friday, early next
yeah,
week.
it'll be next week probably. You get that call for a kill order. I mean, for a process order.
Yeah.
Cut order.
And I can, if you need help with that, I can help you. I can talk you through that.
Usually, whoever calls you can talk you through that too. Our OP locker has changed hands. But those guys have been around that all their life too, so surely they can help you with that.
Yeah, I'm sure that they will do a fabulous job.
Yeah. And so hopefully you'll be hearing from OP Meat Locker, OP Kansas, Julie, and you guys will have a pig ready.
Yep.
In a couple of weeks. So
yes. Woohoo! Pork chops and bacon. So yeah, and we will get with you. I'll be getting with you and Roger later as well. In the week and talk to you guys a little more personally about that. You're canning ground beef to get some space in the freezer. Good, Julie.
That's cool.
Julie, how are you liking your carry? Did you get a carry or a Necco or Nico or however you say that? How are you liking that canner? If you got one, I thought you got one. But First time. Awesome. Awesome.
So this.
Oh, thank you, Lynn. Lynn, you got a carry. I'm gonna get a new one for my birthday. We're gonna order it. I'm gonna get a new one because I wore my old one out. Yeah.
Cool. So Lynn, she always looks great.
Listen to him, Lynn.
I don't even have to use up one of my BS chips for that or anything. That's true. You always look great.
It's working so far. Good.
Robertsons, hello.
Hey, Robertsons, how are you?
We've been talking about you. Our little mama is gonna pig this week. What do you think? I milked her today. Actually, I did try to milk her, and there was no milk in her teats yet, so she's still got a few days to go. I am amazed at how gentle that old girl is. If I put some feed in her pan, I can sit there and try to milk her or whatever. She doesn't care. I scratch her belly and give her some feed.
She don't care just as long as you scratch her.
Yeah.
She is so gentle. Yes, we're excited. And little mama is the first pig. And last time she let us in with her babies and pick them up and everything, and she never had a problem. So we're excited for new babies, and they're going to be spotty babies. They're going to be spotted. Some of them. We're hoping all of them are spotted. I don't know, just because I like spotted pigs. She is so good. We love her.
She's an amazing looking pig. Yeah. She handles good. She pigged great last time and raised all her babies and did all her own stuff and didn't have to have any help or any special facilities or nothing.
Nope.
So we're tickled with that. We have bred her to the GOS boar, Rochester Old Spot boar, trying to get a little more marbling, a little more old fashioned pork out of her.
Speckled.
Yeah. And so Cindy really likes spotted pigs. So hopefully we have a whole bunch of little spotted baby pigs. I like little red pigs, but we like spotted pigs too.
Yeah. So her first possible due date. So she was exposed to Bob. She met Bob. 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days will be April 13th. So we're waiting for that. So speckled pigs. You like spotties too? Yay, Lynn likes spotties. I don't know. I'm just a sucker for spotties. I think they're just so cute. And so those of you that missed it, may have missed it because we got some new folks coming in. Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Central Time, we will be guests we will be guests on Two Family Homesteads Live, and I will put another link up. Everybody's going to get sick and tired of me putting the link up on that, but we're going to be guests on their channel, and so go over there and check them out. Tomorrow at 8. We're going to be on their channel. That should be going up.
So y'all that don't know, gestation of a pig is 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days. My grandpa used to say that it was 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 hours, 3 minutes, and 3 seconds. We often wondered if he had actually watched and and actually timed that out, or if he was just saying that.
I think he was just saying it.
But the grandpa that said that kept track of things like that sometimes. Yeah, so he was like, I don't know if he would have kept.
Yeah. So it is going to be baby season. season on the homestead.
Yeah. And then in May we'll have a calf due.
Yep. So we got the next couple of months. We did, for those that missed it too, we took Johnny and June and Miriam to the sale for Becca, and those were Becca's goats. And so they're gone. And Bob went home to his home. And so I need to do an update of the animals and video this week, if the wind will lay down for us. Are we getting meat birds? Probably not.
We've discussed it. If we do, we're probably going to get like 50 or 75. Yeah. We haven't sold or used all the ones from last year. They've been selling really good, and then last year we just kind of dropped off on our sales a little bit.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah. Thanks, Lynn. Lynn loves our animal videos. So yeah, they just didn't sell like we had hoped.
We will do some, but it's not going to be as many, and it might be like into the late summer and fall instead of spring. We don't have any right now,
and it's really hard to keep them alive in the heat.
And so, we have talked about, instead of doing meat birds right now, we've talked about ordering some turkeys and growing some turkeys, which we're going to have to do that pretty quick if we do that.
Yeah,
I'm getting some broad-breasted turkeys and
you need to get yours ordered this week. Well, if you want to just skip the whole process, let me know and I'll cut you a deal. You can come get some frozen ones.
Buy some that are already processed, and you might know how they were processed.
They may have your little stamped fingerprints on them. I hope not. I washed them, so hopefully the fingerprints aren't still there. But
yeah, we've still got a neighbor's freezer full of chickens
that we need to get emptied out.
Yes, we need to get their freezer emptied out, and we're getting some beef coming in soon.
Yeah. So my project this week is I have to move all the meat out of one freezer into another freezer and defrost that freezer, and then the one that I move out, and then move everything back into the one I defrosted and defrost the other one. Robertson still have some from their last birds too. But yeah, and if you do decide to go ahead and get some meat birds, let us know. We'll come help you process.
Yeah, and you're welcome to the plucker.
We'll bring the plucker along, and we'll get them going. Yeah, you need some for your produce stand. Yep, definitely.
Chickens are good. I mean, meat chickens are an excellent way to raise. They're productive, and so you can produce on a small space. You can produce quite a bit. They'll sell. They'll eat. They're just a good thing to spend your time at.
Hello, Far North Life. Hello.
Where are you at, Far North? Give us a locale. What's your 20? Yeah, Robertson will gladly come help you guys.
We'll have another butchering party.
See if we can drag Ricky and Brittany into that.
Ricky and Brittany. Alaska. Awesome. Cool. Far North Alaska. Awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
cool.
It's always been a dream of mine to go spend some time there. We've never gotten that far northwest.
The furthest west and north is Seattle. The furthest north would have to be
either Banff or Prince Albert.
Yeah, probably Prince Albert. I believe Prince Albert may be further north than Banff. Further north than Banff. So so we've been into Canada, but we have not made it to Alaska. But we would love to.
That's kind of a bucket list dream of ours, to go spend some time there.
And we also have some friends that we could stay with.
I see somebody say something about Bully Acres.
Belly
Acres.
They're saying hi. Belly Acres. They're saying hi to Robertson's. Yeah, it's okay. They're saying hi to Robertson's.
Oh yeah.
And yes, Lynn, my friend, she puts up pictures all the time.
We've got some friends that moved to Alaska recently. They've had kids in Alaska for a while.
Yeah. I think their kids none of their kids are in Alaska anymore.
Yeah, they moved to Alaska and all the kids moved out. So
I don't know that when they moved there, their kids were there anymore. I think that their youngest son is a Coast Guard. Their oldest son was Coast Guard, and he suffered a diving injury, and so he they medic him out, give him medical leave out, medical discharge, and then their youngest son is Coast Guard. So, and
cool. Thanks, Rachel and Rusty.
Yes, thank you for getting those up there.
Good job.
Yes, Lori, we want to go too. There's two family. Hi guys. We did announce that we are going to be guests on y'all's live tomorrow, which will be 8. Please correct me if I'm wrong. 9 Eastern, 8 Central, 7 Mountain, and 6 whatever the Western is that called. I don't know what that's called.
Never lived west of Mountain Time, so I don't know.
Whatever's west of Mountain Time out there on the other coast. That's correct. Okay, good. Yep. So we're going to be guests tomorrow night on their channel. Pacific. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pacific. There we go. Pacific time.
Yeah. That's that.
All I could think was California time, and I knew that wasn't right.
That's the Pacific Ocean.
I need you to be more Atlantic. So anyway, we're getting notifications. But anyway, yeah, it's crazy. We're getting notifications of our live. Imagine that. Did y'all know we were live? So
now we can't read
who's all's coming on. It's not going to go off for me. It is a touch screen.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is a touch screen, but I didn't. It's always been a touch screen. Oh, okay. I forget to use it like a touch screen. Oh, hi, Mackenzie. How are you?
Yeah.
So 2 families in here. Mackenzie's in here. Robertsons are in here. And that's awesome. Just in time for us to say goodbye.
Well, we can talk a few more.
We can talk a few more minutes. Because we've been on an hour and 2 minutes. I don't hope we interrupt. There's only a few of you, so I don't think we'll be keeping you from anybody else.
Yeah, and you're big people. You can click off and go somewhere else. Yeah, we've got a lot going on this week. I'm not getting any older this week. Somebody else might be.
Listen to him. He's throwing me under the bus. Throwing me under the bus.
Sorry, I didn't.
No, I'm teasing him. I know.
And.
Oh, we're going to stick around a little while, Mackenzie.
Yeah, and we're hauling animals to the processor this week. 4 hogs and a calf. We're expecting a sow to pig this week. We're planting garden this week.
Yeah, it's going to be busy.
Yep.
Busy.
Everything else. And greenhouse is going great.
Mm-hmm.
And the garden we're a little behind, but it's looking good.
Oh no, Robertsons are having trouble with the tiller. Well, just have Rusty perform CPR on it like he did the creeper van yesterday. Far north, we are in southeast Kansas. We are in the northwest corner of southeast Kansas, almost central Kansas, more central. Yeah. Yeah, far north, you got a while. Got a while for spring.
So we're in the region called the Flint Hills.
We're
a blue stem.
We're in the prairie. We're not far from where Laura Ingalls Wilder and her family homesteaded, and she loosely based her book "Little House on the Prairie" over.
So we're what, an hour and a half from Independence?
Yeah, maybe not quite that far.
Not quite that far.
Hour and 15 from her site, from that site where they believe, and it's really neat to go down there. We like it down in that area. There's a lot more water there than there is here.
It didn't work. Only have to perform a lung transplant.
Lung transplant.
Okay, on your rototiller. That's good. I tell you what, Rusty, you ought to go buy you a disc and hook it behind the creeper van and go round and round in circles in your garden and disc it up with your creeper van.
Oh, I could just see that.
Video it.
Yes, far north we get tornadoes. Yeah, we do. We get tornadoes, and we just knew we would
call them roundy rounds.
Roundy rounds. We just knew we would get roundy rounds Friday night, but we didn't. Now Robertsons, I think they
got a new carb on the rototiller. All right.
Down where Melville and Bryant is, and Robertsons she's a little bit further south of Robertson's. Robertson's are a couple hours south and east of us, and Lynn is almost 3 hours due south of us, almost due south of us. And they got some, I don't know if you all just got severe storms, I think thunderstorms. I don't know that you got any tornado warnings, but it can get pretty serious because we're out in the open. I mean, it's not flat because there's lots of hills, but it's open. There's not a lot of protection where we're at. And our cellar is just the old homestead cellar. So it's not really a functioning cellar. So we're going to have to get a hidey hole at some point. Either that or like Friday night, I just said, okay, Lord, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go, but I'm going to bed because I'm tired. So we do have friends not far, about 4 miles, that we can go and hide in their basement with them. And they have a safe room in their basement. And, and we've had things like
Lynn said she just got some
high winds and rain. Okay.
So in our part of Kansas, 30 and 40 mile an hour winds is nothing. I mean, that's pretty common for us to have those kind of storms. And we do have like 60 mile an hour wind storms sometimes. And even,
sometimes we just
don't get too worried about that. It's when it starts going in circles that we get out the lawn chairs and watch it.
The kids had sirens in Sapulpa.
Okay.
Yeah, ordering food with the sirens going off. See, us Midwestern folks don't usually get too wound up. It was really neat to watch the tornadoes in Wyoming because they were so small.
A long ways away. Too.
And we were on a high point, and we could look out across and watch them move across the desert. It was really neat to watch. And, we didn't get that many, maybe 5 that we got to watch over our whole 5 years in Wyoming. And one year we had like 3 in one spring that we got to watch. It was a pretty active spring. But they're really small. I mean, like 0s and 1s.
Love you too, Lynn.
Love you too, Lynn. Thanks for coming in. And yeah, we love roundy rounds. And the fun thing about Oklahoma, growing up in Oklahoma, is we had our TV stations banded together and would do amazing just presentations. They would come and teach the kids about.
We're from between Stillwater and Tulsa.
Where we grew up, yep.
And there's a guy named Val Castor out of Stillwater, Oklahoma. Yep. And he has invented tornado storm tracking as we know it. The movie Twisters, the machines and the science they show on there, that's based on Val Castor's inventions. And even the driving into the storm is him. And Val Castor would come to our high school, our elementary and junior high and high schools and present stuff. And then other people that are well known in that industry or that science, I guess, that's where we grew up, was Tornado Alley. Yep. So we learned a lot about that kind of stuff in junior high and high school. Yeah, Lori, we rarely go unless it's going to be a big one, or for the kids. When the kids were home, we would go in. So the kids were really bummed in Wyoming. We would send them to the basement down into the little hiding room, and we would sit on the porch and watch it. And they were really upset with that. They didn't like that because they wanted to watch too. Now that they are adults, they go and watch things like that. When the alarms go off in Kansas City, they're outside on the porches, which is harder to see because there's all the trees in the city and the big buildings. But I don't know. Living in the trailer house, I think the winds are going to be more of a problem than the actual tornadoes. Yeah, you guys get sirens a few times a year in the Panhandle. Yeah. Ooh, Robertson's is full of water. Indoor swimming pool. Swim with the snakes, y'all. Yeah. We put the sump pump in the well today because we do have a well on our old homestead. So our home site is an old homestead site where we put our trailer house. There hasn't been a home there in most of our lifetime. No, I think they said that tore it down in the 70s or 80s, somewhere along in there. And so we purchased it. There's a little acre where the original home site used to be, and then we purchased, or 2 acres, I guess. And then we purchased 9 acres that is a bean field.
and have reclaimed that to pasture. So that's what we're working on. You used to live in Seward? Far north, used to live in Seward.
Tsunami warning. Wow.
Tsunami. Whoa.
So that's.
And then cold.
That's the huge wave.
Yes,
thing,
a tsunami's
right?
a big wave. Yeah. How do you, do you just try to outrun it? Is that what you do?
I guess you just evacuate the seaboard.
Yeah.
You just get out, away from the
Go in.
coast.
So it's caused by an earthquake.
Right.
Yeah. Hi, Colleen. Hello from South New Jersey. How are you doing? And Miss Miranda, how are y'all doing?
Far north, before we lived in Kansas, we lived in northeastern Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
And I have fed cattle in 47 degrees below zero. And the rancher I worked for, I said, well, and we had 75-foot visibility. And the rancher, I asked him, I said, and I was an Okie, moved up there. And I said, what happens if it gets worse? He said, if it gets much worse than this, they're on their own. And one day they were on their own. It did get worse. And they just kind of had to deal with it themselves, I guess. And we fed them more the next day.
And they're cold.
Just some water.
Yeah, it was really
rising.
cold. Good.
Just some water rising, huh?
I'm glad that the water you didn't actually get the tsunami, you just got the water rising.
I never lived in a coastal area. I've always thought that'd be kind of neat.
All the moose. Yeah.
Yeah, there was moose in Wyoming. We used to like to go see those, and those are neat to watch. Elk and antelope, a lot of antelope where we live. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we've enjoyed living lots of places. We prayed for Alaska, and God moved us to Kansas.
We quit praying. We quit praying, Shannon, because we was afraid he'd move. We didn't quit praying. We quit telling God where we wanted to go because we was afraid he'd put us in Texas.
Shannon left. Oh. Shannon had to leave us. Yeah, Lori is in she's up in y'all's neck of the woods where y'all are from, Rachel. She lives in Northwest Oklahoma, and yeah, by Woodward, not Woodward. Moose burgers are amazing. We ate moose. Our favorite was elk. Yep, our favorite was elk.
Far north, when we lived up there, one of my second jobs was I worked ranch work a little bit. I did a little bit of construction. I worked on the trash truck, and I worked as a big game processor, as a butcher, most of my second job. And I butchered moose, I butchered elk, I butchered antelope, mule deer. I processed several bighorn sheep. That was interesting. I never processed a bear, but I did process several moose, and from the northern part and more central part of the state. And that was very interesting. Processed moose. I would say that was a very good looking, smelling meat. Mm-hmm. I was very impressed with it. And we ate it several times from friends and stuff. It was very good.
Yeah. Colleen says that Miranda is recovering, probably as recovered as well as she's going to. She's going to have breathing issues, they believe, for lifelong. Yeah, we will continue to pray for you guys. You and Sweet Miranda are always on our minds. We just love you guys so much, and we love the encouragement that you give us. Colleen was one of our first encouragers when we started our channel.
And I love your name of your homestead.
Yes,
Colleen.
Joyful Abundance.
Yeah.
Salmon burgers. I'm not crazy about salmon, and maybe it's because I'm an inland person, and the salmon I've got has not been quality.
So let me ask you, far north, mushroom hunting. I've seen books about mushroom hunting in Alaska. I am huge into hunting morels and stuff. So do you mushroom hunt? Do you get to mushroom hunt there? You're coastal, so hopefully I would think that you have some moisture and could do that.
And I'm going to comment on far north's missing fruit and veggies, fresh fruit and veggies. Yes, that was hard in Wyoming. We had that as well. They were so expensive we couldn't afford them. And so we were able to grow a garden, which was really hard in the alkaline soil. Gary had to haul in truckloads of horse manure. We did have access to horse manure, and he hauled in truckloads of horse manure to build up a garden bed for us. And we were able to, the big fruits that and it's really not a fruit, it's probably more of a vegetable, rhubarb. We were able to get abundance of rhubarb.
Great up there.
Yeah, and so we made a lot of rhubarb syrup and jelly, and
Lori, elk is good.
yes,
we do like elk. I've actually killed them.
Yeah, Gary would kill dry cows, and let's see, Woodward is a couple hours east of where you grew up at Robertson's.
Yeah. Yeah. Joyful Abundance deer meat's good. We've raised our kids on deer meat. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the summer for the mushrooms. So tell me what varieties you hunt up there. What do you hunt morels far north, or what do you hunt? There's an oyster growing on a stump by my chicken pen.
Yeah.
A spring oyster, which is they're little. They don't grow as much as the fall oysters, but
oysters. So we found fall oysters on our place, and we have an old dying elm tree, an elm tree that has a lot of dead in it, and they were growing on one of the branches on it that's dead. And Gary harvested a bunch of them. We dehydrated. Colleen says, thank you. Wanted to bring glory back to our Father with our name. Same for us. We started out with our name, Cargill's Corner, which is what we were originally calling our homestead. And just out of prayer and everything, we ended up with Pathways Homestead, which is reference to Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your paths. So that's how we ended up with Pathways. And so yeah, we're the same. We want to bring glory to Father with it.
Far north.
You're inland. Far north is inland.
Yeah.
If I'm morels, I'm gonna butcher bolettes. Okay.
And some other ones.
I can't remember the name, but you know they're good to eat, right?
Yeah. So morels, that's the one I learned to hunt. That's the one I really know, and I love morels. And it's time for them here. There's a few people a little further south and east of us finding them, and we've looked a couple of times already.
Chanterelles and milk caps, he says, or they say. Far north says. Okay. Sorry, Far north. I'm not sure if you're male or female. Colleen says that she's getting ready to make some apple jelly from juice that she juiced in the fall. Cool.
Robertson's grew up in Hooker.
Yeah. Well, Rachel did.
Rachel grew up.
Rusty grew up all over.
At Chanute, Kansas. Yeah, cool. Making jelly.
Yeah.
Chanterelles and certain milk caps. Those aren't chanterelles. I've got a friend that actually has those in their backyard, and they harvest them. I'm not familiar with the milk caps.
Far north is a 24-year-old mama of 2.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Awesome. We're going to check your channel out.
Yeah, we are.
That's really cool.
We are.
Thanks for coming in.
Mackenzie says it's almost morel season. Can't wait. Well, he still has his beard because our tradition is the first day when we find a morel, that first day he shaves off his beard. He'll keep his handlebar mustache. So he looks even more like a twin of Rusty from Robertson's Belly Acres. They already look like brothers, but they'll even look more like brothers when he takes off his beard and has his Western mustache. So yeah, and
don't get Rusty's hopes up that he might be this good looking, because he's not.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just joking. I'm so ugly. My mom used to tie a pork chop around my neck so the dogs would play with me.
Far North says they bought 11 acres and starting their homestead journey. Yeah. So we're on 11 acres as well. Yep. And so cool. And then Robertson's, Lori says Robertson's. Okay, she doesn't know where Hooker is, how far Hooker is. Not very far. A couple, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hour and a half, probably. Yeah, Rachel will know better.
Yeah, the tradition of me shaving my beard with morels, Mackenzie, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something we just started a few years ago, and it kind of always been that time anyways, and it just kind of fit good. But we love morel hunting. I hope you find some.
Far North says that they found morels last year, only about 10.
Yeah, we didn't find as many last year. It was either dry or flooded. and so we had a hard time finding as many morels last year.
Hedgehog mushrooms. I never heard of a hedgehog mushroom. I don't know. We're still learning. The ones around here are the morels, chanterelles, oysters, hen and chick, and there's
Chicken of the woods.
chicken of the woods.
Hen of the woods and chicken of the woods.
I said
Two
hen and
different
chick. I'm sorry. Hen of the woods and chicken of the woods.
And then they find the dryad saddles.
Dryad saddles. But the only ones we eat that we know that we positive.
Okay. Mackenzie, you're in northern Indiana.
Woo-hoo!
There are some huge morel festivals in Indiana. That a lot of people drive to Indiana and to go morel hunt. That's awesome. Another thing that's big in Indiana that I'm really into is pawpaws.
Yes.
Which is a North American mango.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yes, far north, mushrooms are super cool, super good. Yeah, sauteed, yes. We like to do that. We saute them with butter and onions and throw in some eggs.
And asparagus.
And
usually,
asparagus.
I'm starting to pick you about
morel time. And yes, Colleen, always get educated.
Yes.
Find a trusted mentor, even if they're younger than you, that really knows what they're doing, because
books and pictures and apps are nice, but there's something about just the feel of knowing what's there that you need somebody to walk you through. And
Gary and I actually have gone and gotten certified, even though I've been hunting morel mushrooms my whole life. My family hunted mushrooms. We went shrooming. That's what we call mushrooming. And
Robertsons, we're not even going to talk about that. Wild Okies.
Crazy thing. And then, but yeah.
That's something, Lindsay, Mackenzie, that I really want to learn is more mushrooms.
We want to learn more. We actually went and got certified to identify morels, even though in our area there's only one other kind, and they really don't look anything like a morel.
Making me hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's time.
Still learning foraging. Trying to learn all the berries.
The berries.
Yeah, I bet you guys do have a lot more berries, and we, because your soil is different than ours.
Yeah.
We do have some berries here that we hunt, that we pick and stuff.
Don't touch them. Yeah, don't touch them.
Those grow on cow poop, and cow poop's only good for growing tomatoes.
Oh gosh. Yeah, cow poop's only good for growing tomatoes. Oh gosh, not the ones growing on cow poop. Oh gosh. Look for the poop. Oh goodness. So no, we look under trees, not under poop.
Under cow pie.
Yeah. You got the tickles now, yeah. Oh goodness. So yeah,
foraging is something that we've kind of always done some of, and something we both would like to learn more of. We try to learn new plants and new things we can forage.
Right.
And we last year we ate some garlic mustard. We picked some the other night. When I got home, I just wasn't. I think it was the same thing, but I just didn't smell right to me. So I threw it away. But I did. We picked some onions and garlic. And some of the onions was really tough, and
it was too mature.
It was too mature. So, but anyhow, the green that we're going to try to learn this year, and some of you guys foragers, like, that's an elementary one. It just wasn't one we ever ate, but it's stinging nettles. We're going to try to learn to do some stuff with stinging nettles. They are coming up in our neck of the woods, and we saw them when we were mushroom hunting the other day, and we thought when I remember to carry my gloves with me, we're going to pick some stinging nettles and try to do something with them.
I may dry some for tea.
Yeah,
stinging nettle tea is supposed to be good.
And I hear that once you cook them a little bit, that the nettle sting goes away. And I like scrambled greens in my scrambled eggs, and that's something we might try too.
Yeah, far north we have tons of onion and garlic, and so there's the wild onions and garlic. They're like chives, and we have those. And so the garlic has a flat blade, and then the onions have a tubular blade. And the only thing you really have to watch out is for the garlic and make sure it smells like garlic, because we also have another plant
called death camus, but my grandpa called it crow poison, and it just doesn't smell like.
Doesn't smell garlicky.
But there's also in landscape areas liriope, which puts a little purple flower on.
Yeah.
Once it puts flower on, it doesn't look like it, but when it first comes up green, it looks like it, and it does not smell like onion or garlic.
Yeah.
So you just make sure it smells right.
Just make sure it smells right.
But we also, I think where Cindy was going with this is there is feral garlic, like actual Russian white or German white
and Russian purple, red, whichever.
Garlic that grows everywhere here in the ditches and stuff, and we pick a lot of that. It's actual big garlic bulbs, and we use it for garlic, and we've actually transplanted it and growing our varieties of it.
And sent seed around the United States to plant.
Yeah. And then there's also what grows in all the ditches and wild around here is asparagus. So we pick a lot of asparagus when we're foraging.
And that just came from the old homesteads and them putting roads through, because the roads are not, the old homesteads, they have come in and resurveyed and made things more true to their squares. And so they would just put roads through the old homestead sites, and that would just spread the garlic. So they're nice garlic. And so we collect 3 kinds. We collect the German white, the Russian red or purple, whichever one you call it, and then the hybrid of those two. We have one spot down by Snail Bridge that has hybridized. So you have the white on one end on this creek, and then on the next creek is the red, and in between they've hybridized, and you get a streak. It's got the purple streaks in it instead of it has it's more purple instead of red on the streaks.
It's great. It's a great flavored garlic.
It is
all
good
of
flavored.
them are just good flavored garlic. Let's see.
Mackenzie thinks she has wild garlic growing in her yard.
If you mow it and you smell onions, you do.
If you grow it and smell garlic, you do.
Yeah. I have to look into. Okay, that'd be cool if you can find that.
Yeah, Colleen, yarrow, raspberries, purslane.
Yeah.
And you're on 2 acres. Awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, we have blackberries. We do have yarrow. I found yarrow and have positively identified it. We have mullein. We have sand plums, and I'm trying to think what else we have. Dandelions. We forage a lot of dandelions, and I hope to try dandelion jelly this year, but I'm just running out of time. I think I'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow I don't have time, and I think I'll do it tomorrow.
Okay, Mackenzie said she ate some and it tasted like it. Yeah, if it smells like onions or garlic, it's edible and it's good to eat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mackenzie, it's really good to dry it and make your own onion or your own garlic powder out of if you have enough of it, or just chop it up and use it.
Robertson says they have blackberries on their new place.
Woohoo! Cool. Blackberries. And far north, blackberries on their property are super tiny. May have to travel a little bit to get the big ones. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of chaga? I just harvested some this winter off a birch tree. I've heard of chaga. I don't think we have chaga here, but I have heard of that. Yes, and I understand that it makes a nice tea, kind of a hot chocolate coffee type tea, and it also is used for fire starting and medicinal purposes. That's cool. I'm glad you found some of that. That's really cool.
Okay, Colleen is in southern New Jersey near the Atlantic Expressway. Cool. And you can still find stuff to forage. That's pretty awesome. And Mackenzie likes all the blackberry talk.
We have blackberries in our part of Kansas. Part of the reason we burn is to try to keep blackberries from overtaking our pastures. There's a lot of blackberries here.
Oh, somebody's sending you the hydrator. Awesome. Yeah. So I will be thinning my garlic and dehydrating all that to make garlic powder. So I've taken the seed heads off of the garlic, the little bulblets, and spread them in my raised herb bed. and now they're just super thick, and so I need to thin them so that they have room to bulb out.
So Mackenzie, also YouTube or Google Cherokee wild onions.
Yeah.
Cherokee is in the Native American wild onions, and it's a tradition in that nation to pick wild onions. And my mom's parents were influenced by that tradition to pick wild onions and do things with it. But one of the ways that we cook it that you'll find when you start Googling that is we just chopped it up and sauteed it in a little bacon grease. We chop up the onions and garlic and saute it in a little bacon grease. And then in a skillet, in a cast iron skillet, and then we put scrambled eggs on top of it. And onions and eggs was the way we ate a lot of wild onions when I was a kid. And that was a meal. That would be a whole evening meal for us. It'd be scrambled eggs and wild onions.
Mackenzie wants to get a solar oven.
Yeah, that's cool. I've got some friends that have a big solar dehydrator on their place, and it's really neat.
Yeah, it is neat. So we have some friends. We try to be as self-sufficient as possible, and we have some friends that we learn from, and so they are homesteading like on an acre in town.
Mm-hmm. They've just got 4 lots in town.
Yeah, and on those 4 lots are 2 houses, and one of them is a pretty good sized house, not huge but big. And they teach us so much, and they forage, and we have really learned a lot from our friends Ed and Cindy, and they are amazing, but they are very private. So and that's okay.
We go videos, friends' homesteads and stuff sometimes, but not theirs.
Not theirs. And that's okay.
I will tell you, I'm going to rat on him, and anyhow, you guys have watched, if you watch many of our videos, you have watched Eddie. The mysterious hands that come help me when I'm butchering, that's my friend Eddie. Doesn't mind me having his hands. He just really doesn't want his face on YouTube.
Well, and the last time we processed hogs, he did let us.
Yeah, he did let us video.
He's getting a little more comfortable, but he's super shy.
And so Eddie helped me butcher the hog, and Cindy and I butchered a hog that we did this fall. And guys, that guy knows his stuff.
He does.
He knows how to put food on the table, and it's really cool.
And so, yeah, he is a veteran, and we really like him. He's one of our closest friends, and he's an amazing man. And Cindy she teaches me a lot. She does. And so your hubby's like that. Good, Mackenzie. Good. It's good to have someone that knows what they're doing. We did always growing up, our animals went to the processor. In Gary's family, they processed at home.
We did both.
Well, we processed our chickens at home and our rabbits when I was young. When we did those, I was young before my granny before her health started failing. We raised our own meat. Granny raised meat rabbits, and we would just butcher our old hens, and stew them.
Yeah, I learned to butcher at home, and then I taught myself even more, and then helped my dad learn more. And my brother has taught himself some more too, and helped dad learn more. And they're actually, if you go back in some of our stuff, you'll find videos of Dad and my brother Joe and I butchering together, and my nephew Thunder there and stuff.
Yeah, Thunder.
So if anybody's watching, tell old Thunder hi.
Far North says they did their first 3 roosters last week, straight to chicken soup. So the best thing, Far North, let them age in the refrigerator 3 days. They'll be a little more tender. The rigor mortis process will finish out, and they'll be a little more tender. They're not going to be real tender because unless they're young roosters. But yeah, and Mackenzie said her dad butchers his own deer, and they help his kids. Awesome.
Yeah. We do.
Oh, you meant your husband is private and camera shy.
Yeah.
Gotcha. He's a car man. Yep.
That's cool.
I can understand that. That's my dad. I took some pictures and video of him the other day. I'm not so sure he was real thrilled with that, but I did it anyway because I don't know. You're only going to have your dad for so long, and so you just got to cherish those times that you get with them.
Far North, I hope. I don't know how you plan on cooking chicken. A lot of times, tougher chickens, if you boil them down and use them and make noodles or soups or something, that's really good.
Yeah. And if you have a pressure cooker, pressure cook them things. So you know, even if it's a pressure canner, or if you have an Instapot or a Presto cooker, just pressure cooking them helps a lot. Bye, Colleen. Tell Miranda hi for us. God bless you.
We've been on here over an hour.
Yeah, guys, we're going to have to go because we've been on here an hour and 35 minutes.
I think that we definitely need next time, some of you guys next week, we'll try to do this next week. Man, let's talk about foraging.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And it's something I'd like to learn more about. I know some, and we have definitely been able to feed ourselves that way, some, and our kids, but we'd like to learn more.
Okay, so Far North, we try to go live every Sunday, which we took a month off. We try to go live every Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Time. So you're going to be, I believe you're going to be on Pacific Time. And so 5.
Bye, Mackenzie. Thanks for coming in.
Bye, Mackenzie. So Far North, you're going to be a couple hours behind us. 5. So it's going to be like 3 o'clock your time in the afternoon on Sundays.
Yeah, Mackenzie, I'm glad you stopped by.
Thanks for coming in, Robertsons. We appreciate y'all. Love you. Have a good week. It'd be 2 p.m. your time? Okay. All right. So you're 3 hours behind us. Okay. Gotcha. So yeah, we would go on at 5 Central Time. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Far North, thanks for coming in. Mackenzie, Lori, Robertsons. Thank you, everybody. Colleen, I hope we didn't miss anybody. Y'all have a blessed week. And
I hope you get to do something productive this week.
Yes. I'm sure you'll do something productive. Yeah. but learn and grow this week, y'all. Love y'all. Have a good week. God bless you.
Bye.